Hello there, we got Miss Cookie and we are doing some leash work outside because it feels fantastic. So there's a few things we're noticing. One, we do not think it's very severe, but she does seem like she's going through a very small fear stage. A few times a car has passed, she's kind of hunkered down, like she's uncomfortable with it. We know you've mentioned that she has a fear of like loud noises in the backyard, so it doesn't surprise us that we see a little bit of it out here in the front. So definitely something to be mindful of. Make sure if you're walking her, taking her just about anywhere, always have high value treats just in case you know, something spooks her. There is some construction happening on the corner of your street in Harrison. So we suspect that that may also be a little off-putting for her, but not much. Like right now the noises are going off and she seems to be doing just fine. So we are doing some of that leash work that we had introduced to you guys right now. Very simple, a lot of lure walking happening. Not a lot of talking. We want her to figure out to stay near us because that's where she's supposed to be, the length of her leash. We absolutely love this leash. It's very thick, good length for her. And you see that we're getting constant check-ins. Very good. Now, because we think that she is a little fearful, we are using cheese and other high-value treats. Hot dog right now. We want to make sure that we keep her nice and engaged. But if at any point she tells us that she's not enjoying this walk, we would bring it back inside and just practice there, which is something you should do as well. We are okay with sniffing and her checking things out, but when we need to, we will say leave it. So an appropriate time to say leave it is if she would have stayed there for just a little too long. And a little too long is really up to you. You know, if you're trying to complete a walk and she's just staying back, you probably need to use a leave it. But it does mean that you have to practice for it to work.
Yes, good girl. Oh, okay. So you have a little, this behavior right here is what we're talking about. Essentially, something is she smells something and maybe she hears something, but right here, you okay? You okay?
Good job. So you see she's kind of pulling away. We noticed that that's probably a fear thing. So like we said, if she continues to pull in a safer direction, which is your home, we're not going to make her go the wrong way. Always going to work where she's comfortable. And the confidence will come. She is still very young, so do not forget that she is still a puppy, got a lot of growing to do, and these fear stages are completely normal. So when you do see them, just be patient, as you guys usually are, which we love that about you guys, but don't force her into anything and always be understanding. But as you can see, like we mentioned before, we're not trainers that are just obsessed with heel, but we do love offered eye contact because inevitably you end up getting heel.
Okay.
She's kind of drawing the line here between the shade and the sun.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
She's a fancy girl. She don't want to be in the sun.
Okay. Okay, let's go. It's really not that hot today, which is very interesting to see. Yep, okay.
So she says no.
Let's see. Come on, good girl, Cookie. That's a good girl, Cookie.
When you're doing these exercises, you cannot reward them enough.
Cookie.
During the learning process, it's really important that you keep it worthwhile, especially when you're working against distractions, noises, other things like that. You can always use less treats later on in her life, but if you're actively training her, just use what you can. And she is very much telling us that she is done. She would like to go back inside now. She did very good. We're very proud of her work, so we're going to go ahead and reward her with going back inside.
She's definitely inside though, which is very interesting.
So kind of a recap, what we're looking for with these leash walking, as you can see, is we love those check-ins where she's just looking up for @Taylor for eye contact. So definitely reward that every time you see it. And staying near us and not pulling. So that is what you guys are looking for when you're practicing leash walking. Most importantly, if you guys are practicing, just don't let her pull. You know, don't let her move forward by pulling. Otherwise, you're going to take several steps backwards in leash training, and that's not something you're going to want to do. As usual, guys, let us know if you have any questions, but always a pleasure. See ya.